All right, guys, we are live. This is episode number 106. And today we have the founder of one of the largest, most premier events in the 26 years. It's a lodging conference with Harry Javer. Super excited. Let's get the show started.
Hi, welcome to Hospitality Live with Rupesh, the hotel industry's top weekly resource for everything hospitality. Each week, you'll hear insights and the latest trends. Plus, get ready to be inspired by hotel leaders that are here to help you grow. Now, here's your host, Rupesh Patel.
What's up, everybody? Super excited. All right, how long does this last? I forgot how long we produced this intro for. Yeah, there it is. That's the intro. Guys, welcome to the show. Comment and let me know where you're watching from. Yes, like I said, this is episode 106. We're going to find out what's happening, what's new with the lodging conference in 2021. Super excited. We have the founder, the producer. He's a little bit of everything for the lodging conference, Mr. Harry Javer. Super excited about that. You're going to learn about his career, because it didn't start with the lodging conference. It started way before that, where he produced concerts. He even did stuff for Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, and so many more. Super excited about that. Plus, find out what's happening with events as he's playing this event coming up at the end of September, which is September 27th through the 30th, the Lodging Conference in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to be attending. I can't wait to meet you there. Guys, comment and let me know where you're watching from. Plus, you're going to learn how the biggest brands, executives, and owners from across the United States are attending this conference. Super excited to have Harry on. And all right, so we got people from, let's just see where people are watching from. We got somebody from Phoenix. Steve, are you going to be at the lodging conference? We have Misty from Fort Worth, Texas, North Carolina in the house, Baltimore in the house, Daytona Beach in the house, Raleigh, North Carolina, Minneapolis. We got California in the house, College Station. Good morning to everybody. Guys, good morning. Thank you so much for joining this episode. Super excited. And like always, you guys know, somebody put in the comments right now, the sponsor of this episode is smartguests.com. Somebody put in the comments, www.smartguests.com. If you guys want to increase your service scores, which we all do right now, your medallion scores might be in the dumps, like a lot of hotels that I talk to, including some of mine. We got to continue working on those. Smartguests.com can help you with over 50 creative tools to help you improve your operations, marketing, customer service, all those scores that we need to improve on, including your operations, with 4,600 hotels in the United States using smartguests.com. You can too. Fast shipping, high quality print products, and get started at smartguests.com with a free account. Thank you so much to SmartGuests for sponsoring this episode. All right, so every week I talk about a mindset, and hold on, we have some people still posting. All right, so we have people from, and Steve says, yes, he's going to be attending the Lodging Conference, Pensacola, Austin, Windy City. All right, thank you so much, Peggy and Jill, for posting that. All right, so every week I talk about a mindset. This week's mindset is about us getting started. And here's the post I posted yesterday. And 2 years ago, guys, by the way, I've been doing this for 2 years. Can you believe this? This is September is when I officially started the show. And so yesterday I wrote, 2 years ago, I finally started this burning idea I had for 10 years. And I've talked about this. Finally, I just stopped it. I said, you know what? There's never the right time. I'm not going to wait for the right time. And so today or yesterday, I was celebrating 2 years of the Hospitality Live show. And there were so many times that I wanted to quit. There were so many times that we had technical issues. There were times that I didn't have a topic at all. And I was like, Sarah, what are we going to talk about today? And Sarah knows, she's in the background like, yes, I know. Like 5 minutes prior to the show, we're like, let's talk about this. And those are some of the struggles as you're trying to get past this one thing that you want to do, this dream that you have, this idea that you have. And there's always something that stops you. But guess what? If you just say, you know what, let's just get started and roll maybe with the punches, roll with whatever's happening. Have you ever been through that situation in your past where you're like, you know what, I have this idea, I want to do this, but you get fearful because of whatever is stopping you, not enough time, all the excuses that we make, right? All the excuses that we make saying, I don't have the right equipment. By the way, 2 years or 10 years ago, I wanted to start a podcast because my friends in Orlando have a huge podcast, and they were saying, listen, you should start a podcast. This is 10 years ago. And I was like, all right, I'm going to buy the equipment. I actually have the mixer down here. They're like, buy the equipment. So I bought everything. It was like $3,000-4,000. It was expensive at the time. And I bought it and I recorded like the intro. And I was like, I don't know if I sound good. And I started making all these excuses. You know how that goes. And then I stopped. And so 2 years ago, I finally said, you know what? I have this idea. I want to at least try it. And if it doesn't work out, guess what? At least I tried it. And you ever been through that situation? Or are you thinking about that right now as you're trying to think of this idea or this dream that you have? You know what? All you have to do is get started. So that is my mindset this week as we all get started on something in our lives. And I'm sure everybody has something that they want to do, but something stops them from moving forward. My mindset is just get started, right? All right, so now you know what's next. It's the Hospitality Minute with Sarah. Hang on.
Hi, I'm Sarah Dandashy from Ask a Concierge. Every week, I'll be sharing the latest hospitality and travel news and updates in a segment we like to call Hospitality Minute.
What's up, Sarah?
Good morning. How's it going?
Good. You?
Good.
What's new with you this week?
Oh, just living life. It is hot in LA. It's crazy. This is the time of year where it's like it finally feels like summer catches up with us, but I can't complain.
Listen, you're finally home for a week and you finally are not on national TV today. Which maybe tomorrow might be a different story.
Different story.
But so I'm glad you're getting to relax a little bit, right?
Yeah, totally. That's what I do. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning and relax.
All right, let's talk about the Hospitality Minute. What's going on in travel and hospitality, Sarah?
All right, cool. Well, lots of interesting things. U.S. News actually revealed their top-rated travel rewards programs. And I wanted to share this with you all because obviously right now with the way that travel is, I think rewards programs have become more important and crucial than ever. And I think there's an element of, we think of rewards programs as loyalty programs, but it almost switches because obviously the loyalty aspect we've always thought about as guests being loyal to the brand. But I think we've seen this shift where it's like, how have these travel brands been loyal to their regular customers and guests? So number one for airlines is Alaska Airlines, their mileage plan. And then the number one for hotels is Wyndham Rewards. And what was different about this particular year is they also took into consideration how each travel rewards program responded to the pandemic as well too. So how flexible were they with their guests, with their passengers, clients, etc. So that was really great. So top hotel rewards programs: Wyndham, World of Hyatt, Marriott Bonvoy, Choice Privileges, and IHG Rewards. So kind of interesting, especially in the world of hotels. If you want, I'll be sharing the list for airlines as well too, if you just are interested in seeing that. But Alaska was number one for that. All right, so moving on, next topic, kind of interesting as well too. Holiday Inn brand expands into Europe with new openings. Now, this is really interesting because there are a few Holiday Inns, throughout Europe, but we're definitely seeing a larger, we're seeing far more properties opening up there. Obviously part of IHG Hotels and Resorts. And what's interesting, some of the ones that are kind of like the top ones in places you might not actually expect. Holiday Inn Express in Nice. They actually had a huge, big opening. Also at the Dublin airport as well too. Madrid, Seville, Rome, and Turkey as well too, and Ankara. So a lot of great places, and we're seeing that all across Europe. And right now they have about 282 hotels and 4,266 open worldwide. All right. And then final topic here. We've been seeing a lot of hotels do Roaring 20s themed hotel packages. And I thought this was really clever. We've obviously talked about, and people have talked about this time being very much like, the Roaring 20s. Things will kind of like be this big boost. And I think that that's a great way for hotels to kind of like tap into that and that sort of theme as well too. So if you are at a property and you are trying to think of some creative, fun ideas, maybe consider doing a Roaring 20s theme package. Even like the Denver Airport Marriott, they've got one that they actually have like a Gatsby themed welcome amenity, prefix dinner, things like that. A Renaissance in Atlanta Midtown. I thought this was kind of cool. They have a travel package with themed cocktails, an upgraded room experience, and everything that has like all these little touches that are very much the Roaring 20s theme. So you can see it pretty much all around the country. Different hotels are definitely feeling a little bit of that 20s theme, but it's cool. So there you have it. That is it for this week's hospitality. 4 minutes? I'm kidding.
That's good. Sarah, what is your favorite rewards program?
You're putting me
one of your favorite top hotel rewards programs.
I actually really like Bonvoy. So, but I mean, here's the thing. I think it also has to do with like, where do you stay? So I happen to have the most, rewards with Bonvoy, Marriott Bonvoy, and it's super easy and I get it. And I know the platform and everything. So it works for me. But, I don't know. I think it's all like, what's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite. I really honestly don't. I'm like all over the place. Like I'm staying at different places, different brands. I'm cheating on all the different brands because I want to stay at this brand when I'm at this place and when I'm at this location. So
I mean, and that's the thing at the end of the day. I mean, I think for us as true hoteliers, like we want to experience all the different brands. We don't necessarily want to stay siloed to just one, even though you can obviously have these bigger brands like the Marriotts and the Hiltons. And there's so many little brands under that umbrella, but it is nice to experience, Four Seasons or, a Peninsula or even cool boutique hotels as well too. So all of them bring a bit of a different experience. And I mean, yes, for us, it's, I think we just approach our travels maybe differently than the average person as hoteliers.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah. And I like staying at different brands because I can get that experience and I can learn what they're doing differently and how we bring that to maybe our group of hotels or share it on social. And I think that's why maybe we're a little bit different than maybe the average traveler or just the consumer traveler.
Totally. Well, it's all about like and I think as you said, it's like you learn and you see like what works and you're like, oh, that is really cool. I like how they did that because oftentimes boutique hotels might be more nimble or creative in what they can do because they don't have to run things by a big corporate office. And so next thing you know, they're like, that's actually really clever. So I'm also just a big fan of staying at boutique hotels because you can see like the fun things that they can do. And at the end of the day, like we've all been in hotels for so long, like you want to see people get creative and do fun things. Like, wow me with like whatever those cool ideas are. So
especially when it's like hot on social media and they incorporate it into their like marketing or they incorporate it into their operations. 100%. It's fun to see that they can do that and they can move very quickly compared to like a big giant that's like, oh, we were supposed to do that like months ago or last summer.
Always.
Well, it's always a pleasure, Sarah, having you on every week. Where can people find you?
You guys can find me everywhere online. My handle is Ask a Concierge, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn as my name, Sarah Dandashy. So there you go.
Please connect with Sarah if you love her Hospitality Minute. Hit the love button and in the comments say that you love it because Sarah was gonna be. She was thinking about quitting here. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, where is this story going, Rupesh? Where are you doing?
I always try to throw you under the bus, Sarah. It's always a pleasure having you on. We'll see you next week.
Yes, you will. Have fun.
Thanks. Bye, Sarah.
Bye.
Sarah's amazing, guys. Please give her a follow at almost every single social media platform, including YouTube. She has her own YouTube channel. Super excited about that. All right, so this is episode 106. Super excited. We're talking about what's new at the Lodging Conference for 2021, and the Lodging Conference is coming up at the end of this, at the end of September 27th through the 30th. I will be there in Phoenix, Arizona. I hope you can join us, but we're going to find out what is happening. And the featured guest today is Mr. Harry Javer, and he is the founder, the producer of the event. And for 26 years, he's been doing this. He gave me his intro, but I think it's more fun to hear it from himself because he's done so many amazing things, including starting his career in college where he started with concerts. So I'm just going to bring him on real quick and let's talk about his background. Mr. Harry Javer, welcome to the show.
Good morning, and congratulations on your 106th episode.
Thank you. I can't believe it's been 2 years, and you know how that goes. You have 26 years now. You've been producing the Lodging Conference, and every year it gets bigger and better. And I'm excited to finally. This is my first one because 2 years ago I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go, and then something happened, and then last year, we had to delay it, or you guys had to delay it, and so this year I'm excited to join and connect with a lot of people. Tell us about your background. Tell us how you got started. And I love hearing the backstory of how did you get into concerts and events?
So I'm really lucky because I started doing something I loved when I was 18. I went to Stony Brook University here on Long Island. And at the time, it was the preeminent concert program in the country. We had people like Peter Gabriel, U2, Joan Jett, The Pretenders, the Go-Go's, James Taylor. So at 18, 19, 20 years old, along with other students, I'm learning the concert business. I'm learning the live event business. And I did that for 4 years, and I was hooked. I was also pre-law. I thought about going to law school. And after, kind of working in a law firm for a while, I realized I'm not passionate about this. I'm passionate about the live event business. So I was lucky enough to get a job with a company called the Learning Annex, which was a national continuing education company. And we did seminars all around the country. And I got in almost on the bottom floor, and we grew and grew and grew to the point where years later we were doing expos of 10, 20, 30,000 people in a weekend with guests like Tony Robbins, Richard Branson, Donald Trump, Al Gore, Susie Orman, and just working with amazingly, brilliant people at the Learning Annex, and got to meet all these great speakers and great celebrities. And so I was lucky. If you could find what you love and you get to do it every day, I don't need to tell you, you're really lucky. So I've been lucky.
Absolutely. Now, when you're doing these events and seminars, who's one of your favorites that was super genuine and just always a pleasure to work with?
On the consumer side, there's nobody as good as Tony Robbins. He's really in a class by himself. It's kind of like going to a revival and a rock concert all mixed into one. And if he's supposed to speak for 2 hours, he'll speak for 4. And he's just a consummate professional. On the business side, I'd have to say my 2 favorite speakers are Mike Levin, who has, had an amazing career in the hotel industry, more than 40 years, and the late Arnie Sorensen, who we are actually honoring this year at the Lodging Conference with the Above and Beyond Award.
Right. I can't wait to see I think his wife is going to be accepting the award, and I can't wait to see that and that presentation.
Right. Ruth Sorensen will be there. We're so excited that she's joining us. And Arnie, he spoke for us in 2019. He was our keynote speaker. And we had just moved the conference over to the JW Marriott Desert Ridge in Phoenix. And I wanted so much for him to be the keynote. And he was obviously in the battle for his life, but he came, and he, of course, gave us an amazing half hour of brilliance. Arnie was always brilliant, always profound, always spoke from the heart. And so we were really lucky to have him.
Yeah, true leader. True leader that we lost in our industry, and I can't wait to have him presented with this award, the Above and Beyond Award. Now, talking about the lodging conference, how did you get started with this idea of getting hotel executives, the brands, everybody across the board into the industry as far as a single event?
Right. So, after I had spent a lot of time at the Learning Annex, I moved from consumer events and I started looking at B2B events, and I really knew nothing about it. My whole life was consumer, but obviously there are lots of similarities. So I got into the B2B market, and the idea was to find an industry that needed another industry event. And I kind of stumbled into the hotel industry. I'd love to say it was, months and months of research, but it wasn't. It's kind of like you just throw a bunch of stuff against the wall and see what sticks. And the original idea was to do something that was really fun. And because sometimes conferences are a little bit too, serious. So we wanted to do something fun, and we wanted it to be held at a resort, and we wanted it to be upscale. I mean, not many conferences serve lobster. So we started in Phoenix, and originally the idea was to move it around, but it worked so well that we just stayed in Phoenix for 26 years now. And we've stayed true to that mission of keep it fun, keep it at a resort, keep it upscale. And if you do those things, then hotel owners, brand leaders, deal makers, executives will come and keep coming back. I can't hear you.
Sorry. So we talked about the mindset this week was just get started. And 26 years ago, you started this thing. Was it like the first year, like, oh, crickets, like, where is everybody? Or you're like fearful of is this event going to be successful? Like, what are those things that you're going through your mind? Because I know a lot of folks out there have these ideas of doing something in their life and they just don't get started. You got started 26 years ago. What was that first year like at the lodging conference?
Yeah, so, when you get started, it's sort of like building a hotel, right? You see a piece of land and you envision a hotel there a couple of years later. And, a lot of it is you just have to take that leap of faith. You have to roll the dice, and that's what we did. The first year, we probably had about 300 people there. I don't know, maybe 50, 75 people actually paid for the conference. But we had a lot of speakers. We had a couple of sponsors that first year. And we were off and running. And then the conference grew and grew and grew for several years. So we started in 95. The conference grew up until 2001. And 2001, the conference was scheduled to begin on September 11th. So we obviously know what happened. We had to cancel the conference. But we rescheduled the conference for 4 months later in January. And we ended up with more people in January than we were supposed to have in September. But of course, those 4 months were, very difficult. You just didn't know what was going to happen. And the conference is sort of every year attendance increases, except when the industry goes into a trough, faces a downturn. So 2001 was a downturn. And then again, 2009 was a downturn. And obviously 2020 last year, we couldn't hold the conference. So that was an extreme downturn. But this year, we're over 1,800 people, which at this point will be our second largest conference ever. And it keeps growing. The last few weeks, I read last week that business travel was down and people were canceling business trips. But I have to tell you, from our point of view, we exploded the last 2 weeks. Hundreds of registrations. We're sold out of exhibits. All the brands are sponsoring. And I think it bodes well for our industry. It bodes well for the conference industry. I don't believe this talk that business travel is dead or is going to be put on hold. I'm not believing it. I'm not seeing it from where I sit.
Yeah. And I know a lot of folks are attending, and just a couple of weeks ago, it was like 1,400. And now I'm excited to hear the big news of this big jump. And that's the confidence that people have in events because they want to see each other. They want to be face to face. Now, for the folks that are watching, are you going to be attending a conference here soon? Are you attending not only the Logic conference, but are you attending conferences? And I would love to hear your feedback on and see that. And so comment, let us know if you're open to a conference, and are you seeing conferences in your area open up? Because, when conferences happen in a city, it draws a lot of business for that city, for the hotels, for restaurants. There's a lot of money that comes into a city when that happens. Now, last year, as you had to postpone the 2020 lodging conference, how did that transition happen to move over to the next year? And was it difficult to work with, people that are supporting this conference?
So obviously we were disappointed in August of 2020. We really thought we'd be able to hold the conference. Things had been calming down, and then the second wave of COVID came, and we couldn't hold the conference. But the venue, the hotel, the JW Marriott Desert Ridge has been amazing. All of our sponsors immediately said we're on board for next year. Most of our attendees said that. So although we were disappointed, we just kind of rolled with the punch, and we took the punch, we hit the canvas, we brushed ourselves off, and we rose up again. And this year's been challenging because the protocols keep changing constantly. But what I did starting in the spring is I went to a lot of other conferences, both in our hotel space and in other spaces, and I saw what was going on. And mostly what I saw was that you can hold a conference, you can hold it safely, you could be smart about it, and people will, just with some slight adjustments, wearing a mask, social distancing, they're still getting out of the conference exactly what they wanted to get, which is face-to-face meetings. Nothing will ever replace meeting face-to-face.
I definitely agree with that. And, I would not have this opportunity to help promote the Lodging Conference and partner up with you guys if I didn't meet Brent at AHOA at Hunter, right?
Hunter, right.
That was early on. That was one of the first industry conferences, and it was a success. And so I know that face-to-face interaction has helped me with other things that I'm doing within, my investments or whatever it is. And you're right, that face-to-face is a huge value that, helps anybody out. And so I'm excited that you are having the Lodging Conference. And so for the Lodging Conference, for the folks that don't know, what is it all about, and what can they learn from the Lodging Conference?
So the people who attend, it's a mix of hotel owners, operators, all the brand leaders, the banks, the builders, a lot of construction companies, architects. It's really a mixture of everybody that participates in the development or the franchising of a hotel. So it's a really nice mix of upscale executives from all around North America, Canada, a little bit Mexico, and the Caribbean. And people come year after year. I mean, some people have been coming for over 20 years. You were talking about brand loyalty earlier in the broadcast. So we have a lot of that. There is, again, we keep it fun, we keep it light. There's a lot of sessions, a lot of think tank sessions where you get a chance to sit side by side with the industry leaders, learn from them, and then meet with them afterwards in a casual setting. There's a lot of outdoor space at the JW where we hold the conference. So there'll be a lot of outdoor meetings. You're out in the sun, you're relaxing. It's just the conference. It's 3 days, so you really have time to relax and get to know people, as opposed to being at a busy event where you're kind of looking over your shoulder and looking past the other person's shoulder of who else do I need to speak to. I think that 3 days and the resort atmosphere, the campus, just lends itself to being laid back.
Yeah, here's what I love. Look at the first day. The first thing that happens on the 27th is hiking. Right. I love that. Like, when have you been to a conference where you can go actually hike with a group of people, or with within the conference confines and get to do something that's fun? And look, you have hiking, pickleball, like you're doing a lot of fun things. Not only are you learning, but there's a lot of cool things that are happening. So the first day you're talking about the hotel of tomorrow. What does that mean? As we're trying to think of what our hotels look like in the future.
Right. So that's an interesting opening session. I'm really looking forward to it. And just kind of not only in light of COVID, but just obviously COVID has sped up what the hotel of tomorrow is going to look like. So this is a think tank that's been working on this concept of the hotel tomorrow for many years. And, I don't want to give too much away, but we'll see, what that looks like. Clearly, we know that the pandemic has changed the way hotels are operated, the way hotels are built and designed. So we'll see what they have to say.
That's what I'm really excited about, that first opening session, about the future of not only the industry, but like of a hotel. So I'm excited about that. All right. So you have the brands with you. You have other hotel executives there. You have owners that are building hotels or investing in hotels like myself. What else are we going to be expecting as we, attend the conference, and any surprises that you're allowed to share?
In terms of surprises, not really. I mean, a lot of it is, I think we have a good formula. It's upscale, it's relaxed. I mean, it's 5-star. Not many conferences serve lobster tails. So the food is really out of this world. And as you mentioned, hiking, biking, yoga, golf, we want to make it fun. We want to make it relaxed. Look, the more relaxed you are, the more folks you're going to meet. And the more people that you meet, the more deals you're going to get done. What I love is going to other industry events and running into people who've attended the lodging conference. And they'll say, Harry, I've got to tell you, I just did a deal on a hotel, and I met that person at your conference 4 years ago. We've been working on it. And I hear this again and again and again, that, more deals get done at the lodging conference than any other industry event. I mean, I don't know about that, but I guess there is some truth to it. It just lends itself to meeting other people. So in terms of anything really new, no, we're going to kind of follow the same formula that we've had for 26 years. It works. So why change it?
Well, the Lodging Conference is coming up September 27th through the 30th in Phoenix, Arizona. And this is how you can register. I know there's a few spots left, or are you guys sold out?
We have less than 100 spots at this point, and we have 2 weeks to go. So we probably will sell out. We're just, I don't know, we're at a little over 1,800 people now. So perhaps we'll hit 2,000 and kind of limit it to that number for this year. So yes, if you're thinking of coming, I would say register ASAP.
Absolutely. And I'm doing a live, this show live from the conference floor. So I'm super excited about that. Mr. Harry Javer, thank you so much for coming on to the show. And I'm excited. This is my first year attending the Lodging Conference, and I'm super excited to meet people that I've probably never met before and connect with old folks, friends that, I know through the industry that have sent me direct messages like, hey, let's meet up at this specific time. And I'm excited that it's more relaxed. Like, I'm not going to, do I have to wear a suit?
No. I'm glad you mentioned that. Leave your suit at home, leave your jacket at home, leave your tie at home. Some people wear shorts and running shoes the whole conference. Very, very relaxed.
All right. So no one's going to stare at me if I wear a hat and some shorts and sneakers.
It depends. How nice are your legs?
I might have to shave. No, I'm just kidding. No, we'll have a lot of fun. I can't wait. Thank you so much for being on. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Guys, the website is lodgingconference.com. Register there. There's less than 100 spots left. I will be there. I'll be there the entire time, Monday through, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. And I know there's a lot of fun things happening before and after and during too. So guys, stay tuned. You're going to see posts from me. And Harry, thank you so much for being on.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me. I'll see you soon. Yeah,
we'll see you soon. All right, guys. So excited. Can't wait. Thank you so much to Mr. Harry Javer. He's been doing this for 26 years. This has been amazing. And I've heard so many great things about the Lodging Conference. I cannot wait to attend. I hope you can too. I would love to meet you there. I would love to network with you, connect you with some of the people that I know, and hopefully you connect me with some people that you know. That's what conferences are all about. And guys, next week is another show, Wednesday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Until then, please take care of yourself, take care of each other. And by the way, if you want to support me, go to rupesh.co /show and subscribe to the show. So anytime the show comes up, you'll get a notification and you'll be able to watch amazing people like Harry and so many more. Guys, this is episode 106. Thank you so much. Talk to you next week. Bye. Hang on, let me see if I can pull the banner. Here it is. Here's the banner.